The Hasbro Marvel Legends Haslab campaign continues to struggle despite officially revealing the Goblin Queen. Mattel re-enters the crowdsourcing arena with a new Eternia Playset, new Godzilla Ultimates from Super7, and a whole lot more. So let's jump right into it. You action figure enthusiasts out there, JC here, and welcome to a Wednesday edition of TNINews. And as always, we've got a lot to cover today in the world of action figures. And let's start off with an update on that Marvel Legends Haslab Ghost Rider campaign, which despite yesterday Hasbro officially revealing the next stretch goal, which actually is now the first stretch goal, the Goblin Queen, a 6-inch Marvel Legends Goblin Queen, which only needs 10,000 backers in order to be included with the campaign. But despite that reveal, despite showing the images of the figure and officially confirming that Goblin Queen would be included in this campaign, it seems to still continue to struggle, and it still seems to be losing backers. So yesterday afternoon, when Hasbro announced the Goblin Queen officially, they had teased it during PulseCon. I talked about that before, but now they've gone on and officially announced it. But when they did that yesterday, the campaign was out at about 5,369 backers. Now, it did start to get a little bit of boost. It managed to climb up over 5,400 backers, but then it started to lose backers. And as I'm filming this right now, the campaign is currently sitting at 5,327 backers. So it is definitely going downward. At this point, as I've said before, I feel like the stretch goals are really not going to move the needle that much on this one, in large part because I think the perception is that this one is not going to make it, or at the very least, it's not going to get to any of the stretch goals. So I think that is why Hasbro went on and announced Goblin Queen and made her essentially the first stretch goal, only needing an additional 1,000 backers over the minimum 9,000 needed to go into production. But unfortunately, I think it's too little too late. I don't know if they're going to do anything more to try and save this one. I do know that they will be at New York Comic Con showing this off at the Marvel booth. So if you're attending that convention this weekend, you will be able to see it in hand. But will that really move the needle much? My feeling is probably not. So we'll see, if they have any other stretch goals planned for this one. Maybe they'll tease them or reveal them this weekend at New York Comic Con. But again, I really don't think that's going to have a huge impact on this campaign. And while I won't say 100% until we get to October 31st when the campaign ends, for me, it is definitely looking like it's time to stick a fork in this one. Now, as far as New York Comic Con goes, don't expect Hasbro to have a huge Marvel Legends presence. I think, just showing off the Ghost Rider Haslab at the Marvel booth is going to be the main thing. I won't say there won't be anything else shown, but my guess is that's probably about it. And again, would not expect a huge Marvel Legend presence at New York Comic Con this coming weekend. Now, at the end of the month, we are going to be getting the MCM London convention. So Hasbro will be moving overseas and they will be attending that convention. They put out a press release just today. So that convention takes place October 28th through the 30th. And I would expect to see some Marvel Legend reveals, possibly G.I. Joe Classified, possibly Star Wars, maybe Indiana Jones. They haven't given specifics, but they are going to have a full presence at that convention. So we will likely get some new reveals at the end of the month. And then one other quick reminder on the Marvel Legend front, as I told you on Monday, starting tomorrow, October 6th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time will be the next Walmart Collector Con event. And for Marvel Legends, you can expect that classic comic book Star-Lord figure that they showed off for pre-order. So again, that kicks off at 10 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow on the Walmart website. And for Marvel Legends, the offering is going to be the Star-Lord figure. Now for Star Wars, I've talked about the couple of Black Series figures that should be going up during the Walmart Collector Con. Those two Andor figures, the Imperial Officer listed as Dark Times. And then another Cassian Andor figure, the Caladani, I think is how you say it, mission figure. And then for Vintage Collection, you can also expect the Art Commander Havoc figure to go up for pre-order as well. So those should be your Star Wars offerings tomorrow during CollectorCon. Now, originally I thought that the Halloween Wookiee figure was going to be going up for pre-order during CollectorCon tomorrow, but it looks like that might not actually be going up until November 12th. There's 2 Halloween figures that are coming, and according to StarWars.com, those are going to go become available on November 12th. So the Walmart one is the Wookiee, and Target is getting that Clone Trooper one. Again, these are Halloween themed figures that Hasbro's doing. Now, as far as other things we might see tomorrow during the Walmart Collector Con, it's really hard to say. I mentioned those G.I. Joe Retro Collection figures, the Crimson Guard and the Commando Snake Eyes. Those retro cardback 6-inch figures, those are the 2 final of the 8 that Hasbro said that they are doing. I would kind of expect them to go up for pre-order tomorrow, but Hasbro has not officially come out and said that. So, we'll just have to wait and see tomorrow, but possibly we'll see those. I'm also personally hoping that DC Multiverse comic-based Shazam figure, the gold label Shazam figure, which has been hitting physical stores for a while, is already listed on the Walmart website, but currently shows is sold out. But I'm hoping that one will be made available again tomorrow at some point. Now, another quick McFarlane news, going up for pre-order on Amazon's website is another Avatar figure. This is another Banshee Bob. This is the deluxe version, so we got the regular version that went up a few weeks ago. And again, Amazon put this one up yesterday on their website. So if you want the deluxe version, I believe it's larger than the regular version. It also costs more, a little bit over $70. It is available for pre-order now. Also going up on the Amazon website for McFarlane is another Warhammer figure. Warhammer 40K, this is another gold label figure, so this, I believe, is an Amazon exclusive. I don't know about the Bob figure, if that's Amazon exclusive. I haven't seen it go up anywhere else, but the gold label one should definitely be Amazon, and it is the Chaos Space Marine word bearer figure. So I believe this is a variant of one that they've previously released. I kind of lose track of all the Warhammer stuff they've done, but this one, again, is available for pre-order on Amazon's website. Okay, now let's jump over to NECA. So NECA continues to reveal new product every day this month, horror-based products for their 31 Nights of Fright, leading into Halloween, of course. So since I last talked to you, we got a reveal of a Universal Monsters creature from the Black Lagoon figure. And then also for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Universal Monster mashup line, we've got a look at the Casey Jones figure, which appears to be the Phantom of the Opera. So no other details other than these images for these figures. No idea yet when these will go up for pre-order or what have you. But if you're into like the Turtles Universal Monster mashup, again, the next figure in that line looks to be Casey Jones. And just a reminder, NECA will be at New York Comic Con this coming weekend, so I would expect at least some product reveals at that event. And of course, we will have full coverage of that. New York Comic Con kicks off tomorrow, so we'll probably see a few things. NECA likes to string things out throughout the weekend, so they'll probably maybe show 1 or 2 things new tomorrow, and maybe a couple reveals again throughout the weekend. But whatever they show that's new, we'll be sure to have coverage up at TNI. For you starting lineup fans, Hasbro yesterday announced that they will be branching into the NFL. So the first wave of figures was based on the NBA, but next year at some point they're going to start doing NFL figures. So these again should be 6-inch figures, probably around the same price as the NBA ones, but no specific information on the NFL figures other than they'll be coming in 2023, and look for more information to be released on those fairly soon. Super7 put up 2 new Godzilla Ultimates figures for pre-order today. These are available at places like our sponsors Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. On Monday, I told you that they were teasing these. So the first figure is the Destroyer, and then the second one is a 1200 Celsius Godzilla, or essentially a burnt up Godzilla. So both look pretty good. These cost $85 each, or I'm sorry, the Godzilla costs $85 and the Destroyer cost $110 because it's a bit bigger figure. You get multiple heads and accessories with these like usual. Again, both of these figures are available for pre-order at both our sponsors, Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. Okay, now let's end today with a bunch of news from Mattel on the Masters of the Universe front. So since I last talked to you on Monday, I told you how we had gotten some new images for some Masterverse figures, and Origins figures that had been listed on GameStop. And right as I was posting that video on Monday, those figures actually, they had been listed but weren't available. But then again, as I was posting the video, they actually became available for pre-order. But since then, those figures, which includes the Manny Faces and well, Manny Faces is available for pre-order at Big Bad Toy Store. I don't think it's up at Entertainment Earth, but the other Masterverse figures, the Roboto, the Revelations Roboto, the Evil Lyn as the Sorceress, also from Revelations, the new Eternia Stratos, and the Frosta figure from Princess of Power. Those are all available for pre-order at both Entertainment Earth and Big Bad Toy Store. The Origins figures, the Snake Men wave of figures that I told you about, and we do have some additional images of those figures. Those are also available at both Entertainment Earth and Big Bad Toy Store. Going up at Big Bad Toy Store, actually this had already been available for pre-order at Big Bad Toy Store, but they've now updated with official images. That Masterverse Deluxe movie Skeletor figure. So we got a preview of this figure previously for one of the Mo Tuesday reveals from Mattel. This is based on the classic 80s movie. There's a He-Man figure as well, but that one has not yet gone up for pre-order. It was briefly listed on the Amazon website several weeks ago, but looks like it's since been removed. But again, Skeletor is now available for pre-order, and we have these official images. And overall, you know, the Skeletor definitely, to me, looks pretty good. The initial images that we saw for He-Man didn't look that great. Didn't really look like Dolph Lundgren. I've seen some things indicating that they don't have the rights to Dolph Lundgren or something. I don't know. But when the He-Man figure goes up, I'll be sure to let you guys know. Now, for yesterday's Mo Tuesday, we got a new figure reveal on the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe Netflix series front. This is Cosmic Skeletor. So I've not yet watched the latest season of this series on Netflix. I keep meaning to. I just haven't had time yet. But I believe this is a version of Skeletor that appears in that latest season. And as I'm told, he's very big in that show. I don't know what the size of this figure is going to be. Mattel didn't really give us any specific details. But when more information becomes available, I'll be sure to let you guys know. And sticking with the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe series, we also got some new figures that have gone up for pre-order at Entertainment Earth. So first of all, we've got Merman and Hordak, which again, I believe appeared in the latest season. While that Merman figure doesn't really look like Merman to me, it definitely looks like a pretty cool figure. So, you know, some of these designs are a little iffy to me, but with Merman, that definitely looks like an interesting take on the character. Hordak we saw at San Diego Comic-Con, so we're just getting a better look at Hordak, which definitely looks like, you know, Hordak has lost some weight, it looks like, but Hordak is coming. And then there's another He-Man figure that has also gone up for pre-order. This is listed as Savage Eternia He-Man, and he comes with a little, I believe in the cartoon, this isn't Cringer, that was my first thought, but I believe this cat's name is Kitty, which, you know, kind of original there. But I believe another character that appeared in the latest season. So all those figures are available for pre-order. And then while we didn't get images for these, Entertainment Earth has also listed Skeletor with Battle Bones set and a He-Man with Stridor. So familiar names, but and if I had seen the cartoon, the newest season, I probably would know what these look like. But those are listed and up for pre-order on Entertainment Earth as well. Jumping back to Masters of the Universe Origins, additional figures that have gone up for pre-order, first at Entertainment Earth, but now also at Big Bad Toy Store, are a couple of new deluxe figures. Again, these are ones that we had seen at San Diego Comic-Con. So King Hiss, and then Thunder Punch He-Man, which unfortunately does not come with caps. So I'm not sure what the point of Thunder Punch He-Man is without caps, but there you go. But as I said, both of these figures are available for pre-order now. And then finally, yesterday, Mattel went on and officially announced their next crowdsourcing campaign, which will take place on the MattelCreations website. They had announced this at San Diego Comic-Con. They had it on display at San Diego Comic-Con, and it is the Masters of the Universe Origins New Eternia Playset. So We had seen it at Comic-Con, but we really didn't have any details. We now have all the details. These actually leaked out a little bit early through the Mattel app, but then later in the day, Mattel went on and officially announced it. So this is going to cost you $550, plus those of us in the United States would have to pay an additional $50 surcharge for shipping. International folks would also have a surcharge, but it will probably be more than $50. But essentially for those in the US, this will cost us $600 if we choose to back this. The campaign will need a minimum number of 5,000 backers. The campaign will be launching next Wednesday, which is October 12th, and it will run through November 9th. Now for the campaign does have one early bird figure. It is a Masters of the Universe Origins King Grayskull figure, based on what looks like his Revelations appearance. So that figure will be included with the play set if it gets to its minimum number of 5,000 backers in the first week by the end of October 19th. So basically they want to try and get it fully funded in its first week of going live, which again will be next Wednesday. And if it does so, people who back it during that time frame will get the figure. Now the way they phrase it, it definitely sounds like only those who back it in that first week, assuming it gets to the 5,000 backers needed, will get the King Grayskull. I won't say that's 100%. In the past, usually with these early birds, it's as long as it gets to the minimum goal in that time frame, anyone who backs it ends up getting the King Grayskull. But the wording of it on the MattelCreations website makes it sound like you've got to back it in that first week. And if you don't back it in the first week, even if it goes into production, you don't get the King Grayskull. So I'm not sure exactly how that's going to play out. So hopefully Mattel will end up giving us more details at some point. But I guess if you want to make sure you get the King Grayskull and you plan on backing this, then you'll want to probably try and do it in the first week. Now, they won't charge you until the end of the campaign, but they essentially want to try and get to the 5,000 minimum in that first week. Now, as far as I can tell, there's no other stretch goals that is being offered on this one. So basically what you see here is what you get. And again, the King Grayskull will be included if you get to the 5,000 in that first week. But like I said, there's no mention anywhere of additional stretch goals for this one. Now for me personally, I this is an easy pass for me because I've just, I never found this playset to be that interesting. I never had it as a kid. I've seen it on display at some vintage toy stores. It's definitely massive. Though as big as it is, it also has a lot of empty space in it. It's essentially just like 3 big columns with the monorail at the top. And then, each column has some features and stuff in it. But it's not like a full-on complete playset. So even though it's big, again, there's a lot of empty space with it. But for me, I just never really found this playset to be that interesting. So I definitely am not going to be backing this one. I also really don't have the space for it either. That's also a big consideration for me. But I won't, but I'll be curious to see how this one does. Obviously, we already talked about the Hasbro one, which is definitely struggling and looks like is heading for failure. This one is definitely even more expensive. Whether people think it's worth the money or not, I'm not entirely sure, but it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out. But as I said, if you do want to back this one, it will go live on the MattelCreations website starting next Wednesday. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys today. Please feel free to chime in the comment section below and let me know what you think about everything I talked about today. Also, if you're so inclined, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, hit that bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. As always, guys, stay safe out there, and until next time, I'll catch you later.
Hey, thanks for watching today's video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. And be sure to head over to the Toy News International and Marvelous News message boards communities. It's a great place to talk toys and win cool contests like $100 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store. And remember, action figures are great!